Oh, sorry, take a sec there. Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and today's April the 1st. And in the past, I've had a little bit of fun on April the 1st with my comic book reviews. I've either reviewed all-time classics and claimed they're rubbish, or one of the worst comics I've ever read was apparently a work of genius for one day. I kind of was thinking about doing that, and then I saw that this came in, and I've still not reviewed it. And I don't want people to think that automatically means I'm going to be judging it harshly or taking the mickey out of it. I actually, when I was a kid, my best friend was quite rich, well, his family was quite rich, and he had Sky TV, which was massive when I was a kid. And I used to go to his house every Saturday, and we would watch my Morphin Power Rangers, and I kind of like some Godzilla stuff. So it's not like I'm going into this already prejudging it, I'm going to give it a bad time. Plus, it's Cullen Bunn doing the writing, and Freddie Williams second on the artwork. So that's a decent creative team. But there are some issues with it. Start off, there is just very easily predictable plot points. And I'm going to tell you some of these now. And if you don't want to get it spoiled, I absolutely understand. Turn off, go and watch something else. No argument here. If I lose every single one of my viewers at the 1 minute 9 second mark, I'm totally going to be okay with that. But I kind of need to get this out there so you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it's predictable. Because I had some ideas about what this plot was going to be before I even opened it. I imagine there's going to be some kind of thing where Rita Repulsa is going to end up going to a different world or universe or reality where there was Godzilla, or a Godzilla and other kaiju, and the Power Rangers were going to follow her. There was a slight change in it in the fact that only one of them was there at the first time, like when she went through this dimensional rift. But then there was this really bad bit of writing where, I mean, it's probably like in keeping with an awful lot of Power Ranger stuff, but hugely powerful magical device which allows her to travel between realities that there's like rumors existing throughout the galaxy, and she's finally found it after decades of centuries of search. And the Green Ranger goes with her, and then Zordon just figures out where he's gone and sends the rest of the Power Rangers there in the space of 10 minutes. And it just felt like that was kind of bad, lazy-ish writing. But the whole, of course they couldn't just have one of them go because they all have to be there. It's the Power Rangers versus Godzilla. So they all have to be there so they can all get into their giant monster suits and mechanized monster suits and then become the giant big one altogether to finally defeat him. And then there's the other kind of predictable thing. And this isn't a criticism of this comic book. It happens in probably every crossover event, comic book, TV, movie, whatever, which is when you've got two ostensibly good guys, either as a party or an individual, who meet each other and don't know who they are. They're going to have a fight because they both think the one's a bad guy. And you're going to have the actual bad guys looking on from a distance, laughing, going, ha ha ha, it's all going to plan. The exact same thing happens in this one. So there's a lot of very predictable moments in it. But I actually still found myself enjoying it because you kind of have to embrace this kind of thing. Now, like I said, I used to watch the Power Rangers. It was a kids show. And it was a really fun kids show. And it was very aware of what the joke was, that this was a ridiculous concept. Go back and watch my review yesterday to hear me talk more about the idea of ridiculous concept and how believing in it and writing as if you believe in it actually makes it funny. But I don't get that same thing from Godzilla. Now, I'm saying this fully aware that my Godzilla experience has been the more recent Hollywood movies. I think if I'd have probably gone and watched some of the original kaiju movies that were coming out of Gojira style, I might have enjoyed them in the same way I did my Morphin Power Rangers. But I'm not 100% sure because I've never seen them. So I don't know if the writing style works. I'm going to have to trust other people on that one. But if the idea of the kind of dialogue you expect in the old TV series is exactly what you're going to get in this one and what you'd expect in Godzilla movie, then you're absolutely fine. It does everything it's supposed to do, and it does it well. Bunn is a good writer, and he leans into the absurdity of it really effectively. We'll talk about the artwork, though. That's where it shines for me. Freddie Williams II is an artist who's also done another crossover, did Batman Turtles, which I kind of skimmed through because it never really grabbed me as something worth reading at the time. But I love the artwork for it, and it's this weird, almost cartoony-esque thing, which works really nicely when you're dealing with over-the-top concepts. Even if they're live action throughout, there's something innately cartoony about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the versions of Godzilla that they appear to be playing with in this comic book. So letting that kind of just slightly off-kilter reality style shine through is brilliant. And the coloring's fantastic, and the action sequences are brilliant. The monster design, the character design, he's a great artist. Williams actually is the thing that elevates this comic book beyond what could just be a parody of itself. And again, I'm not criticizing it for that, but I think I wanted something a little bit more, and I got that through the artwork. I'm not necessarily saying it's the best thing I've ever read, or I'm going to carry on reading it, but I have to say it's a lot of fun. That's it for me for the week. I'll be back next week. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.